It's time now for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Central Arkansas's premier news talk program.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas, Southern Missouri. It is Wednesday, January 20th, 2021. It's 7 a.m.
Clipping right along.
Yep.
Day by day by day by day.
Yep. Here we go.
It's going quick, though. To already be the 20th of January.
Can you believe it? We're getting closer to spring.
Yeah. Closer to spring. There you go. We still we still got some weather left.
I have a feeling February's gonna
we'll
demonstrate some stuff, whether it be severe weather or
we got to get something we really haven't.
Huh?
I mean, we got to get some kind of weather.
January's just been kind of bland,
mild.
Yeah. So it's not been bad, 30 degrees right now outside, and so it's not been very bad at all.
No.
So anyway, sometimes winters can just drag on. But anyway, good morning. Welcome Down on the Corner program. Hope your Wednesday's off to a great start. And so what you got going on? Anything exciting?
Wrestling-wise, we've got coming up Thursday. We've got a home
meet.
Tomorrow. We got a home meet here. We'll have Benton and Little Rock Hall that we'll be going against.
Yep.
It'll be boys only.
Really?
And then Saturday we've got a boys tournament in Berryville.
Oh, that's a nice town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we go into next week where we've got a West Plains coming here Monday, and then
so you got the 21st, the 23rd, and the 25th so far.
Yeah.
What are you doing in your spare time?
And then, of course, Monday and Tuesday we both got home meets. So next week. So
you got Thursday, Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday.
You got it. Hey, we're trying to scrape in anything that we can. With COVID, there was some cancellation stuff.
Well,
so
that hurt everything, didn't
we're
it?
taking advantage of anything that we can get our hands on.
Grab it. You betcha.
Yep.
Wow. All right. Anyway, welcome Down on the Corner program. We're going to be talking with Dan Hall and Elesha Granniss here in just a few minutes. But for now, we are enjoying Brewed Awakening coffee. You can do the same thing with 3 locations to serve you the best coffee in town. Baxter Regional's main entrance lobby, and follow the COVID-19 guidelines there. And of course, you got Bomber Boulevard and 62 East Plaza. 7:02 this morning right now on the computer clock. They're not very busy, or not as busy, I should say, as they will be in about 30 minutes on Bomber Boulevard. But you can always run out to Highway 62 East Plaza out by Anytime Fitness and use the drive-through there. Mike and the staff do a great job at all 3 locations. They have your mochas, your lattes, your frappuccinos. They've got almond milk and coconut milk, anything you want mixed in there. Pumpkin spice, whatever it may be. French vanilla, you can...
They got like 30 different flavors, and then they got fruit syrups, sugar-free fruit syrups. They got anything and everything.
They've got it all. As Mike says at Brewed Awakening, we are real coffee. We invite you to stop by here sometime, have some coffee with us. We're at 1226 Commerce Drive. Coffee pot's right over there, and you come in behind the cameras and enjoy a cup of coffee with us and watch the program from here. So I'd love to have people stop by. And so, it's early in the morning, but what the heck?
This ain't early. Get up.
This ain't early. It's lunchtime.
This ain't early. Get up.
It's time for the mid-morning snack.
There you go.
Brewed Awakening coffee is the best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. Mike and the staff do a great job at all 3 locations. As Mike says, we are real coffee. If you like to have it at home, you can buy a bag of beans, ½ pound, 1 pound, pound and a half or more. They can grind the beans for you, or you can take them home, use your own coffee grinder, and enjoy the best coffee in town at home in your own coffee pot. And then you wouldn't have to drive around town, right?
There you go.
Yeah. What are you drinking today?
I got a frozen Coke.
Frozen? Oh, those are good.
Frozen Coke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good way to start the morning.
You bet. You betcha. Once again, Brewed Awakening coffee is the best coffee in town. 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional, Bomber Boulevard, and, of course, 62 East Plaza. And they have, don't forget, they have like the cinnamon rolls, apple turnovers.
Muffins.
The pumpkin muffins, the blueberry muffins.
Of course, they carry other stuff than coffee. I mean, they got shakes and smoothies and all sorts of stuff. So you're not stuck with just coffee, so they got you covered regardless.
Check them out, Brewed Awakening is the best coffee in town. Check about 3 locations to serve you the best coffee in town. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes. Here in the state of Arkansas, there's 29 Roller Funeral Homes to serve you, with one in Memphis, Tennessee. Here in town, you talk to Brad, Bruce, Charlotte, Chris, anyone there can help you, or they'll steer you in the right direction on the right person to talk to. It could be a family member, loved one, friend, whatever it may be. It's a hard time. Been to a couple of funerals already this year, and it's not fun. But the Roller Funeral Home people handle it with professionalism, caring, loving, understanding attitude. They know what you're going through. They're there to help. They take a big burden away when this happens, and so it's amazing to watch them work. Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect, great people all across the state. So let's pause now for our morning prayer. Heavenly Father, as we enter into the Biden administration, here's what I expect. First, the stock market. I think it'll fall. Second, gas prices will soar. And also, I believe we'll be extremely vulnerable to another Muslim attack, not only on the United States, but also on Israel. Biden has 17 executive orders to sign today that will totally unhinge a lot of the success of the Trump administration. But Lord, I pray I'm wrong. I pray for every president's success and safety. But Lord, we have to stop abortion, we have to take care of our veterans, and we have to have a strong, dominant military. Lord, I pray you keep our country safe, you protect us from evil, heal our nation, and heal our people, is my prayer today. Amen. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes.
Dun, dun, dun.
What happened to that last
The weather.
Note? I didn't hear. Da, da, da.
Yeah, it was kind of a... You know, every now and then I kind of save that big one.
It's like from a F to an E flat there.
Yeah, but I was trying to save that big one for special moments. You know, you don't want to just wear it out.
Special moment,
yeah,
Gracie.
So I used some of my special notes to fill in.
Hang on, I got a text message while you work on that note.
Am I fired?
Oh, it's hi, Mike Sisk. Yeah, I just got a text from Mike Sisk. Anyway, morning weather brought to you by the Z Team. Bob and Linda's Adore for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. The website retiretoarkansas.net. It's time to take a peek at the White River. A little bit of fog.
A little bit, not bad.
Yep. Still see the bridge lights on the left side of the screen. 62412 Highway Bridge over there in the White River, and you see a little bit of the city lights there in Cotter. A little bit of fog right there.
I didn't see any in town, but probably right there by the river.
But it's funny that it's not close to the river. You know, it's basically up, farther up into town.
It's pretty shot.
But anyways, gorgeous shot this morning. You can go to retiretoarkansas.net, look for the live webcam, and this is what you're going to see. The White River separates Marion County from Marion County. And
separates Marion County from Marion County?
Take two. Separates Marion County from Baxter County.
And this is Cotter Island.
And this is Cotter Island.
It kind of looks like it, though. You got to give it that in the picture.
And the cameras in Marion County looking into Baxter County, the river separates the two counties.
Separates Marion from Marion.
Marion from Marion, no. I bet it can do it. You know, the way these rivers wind around.
It wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me, you know. There's a little baseball park, railroad museum there in the center part of the screen. Beautiful shot this morning. While you're at retiretoarkansas.net, check out all the listings with the Z Team in Century 21 Lemac Real Estate. And you can check out the MLS numbers from other listings. You know, the whole MLS system, multiple listing services on the website. Now, Z Team's ready to serve you both in Arkansas and Missouri. You could be in Ozark County or Taney County, Douglas County, or what's West Plains? They're in Howell County.
Howell.
Yep. From Mountain View, Missouri to Mountain View, Arkansas to Marshall and every point in between, the Z Team is ready. The team is assembled and ready to go. And they don't get the awards just for sitting back and twiddling their thumbs. They get out there. They got outstanding customer service. When you hire the Z Team, you become friends with the Z Team, and they treat you like family. They know that you're needing their help, and they're going to give you their services not only 100% but 120%. They go all the time, and just outstanding customer service that can't be beat. Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team, for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. Retiretoarkansas.net. Right now, we have 30 degrees in Mountain Home, 31 at Harrison, 33 at Batesville, but it's 25 in Salem, 30 at Calico Rock, 25 at Flippin, 27 in Marshall. Kind of a different variety here. West Plains at 25, then around the region, St. Louis is at 23, while Poplar Bluff's at 28, 21 in Springfield.
And the warmest temperature here, 37.
Watford City, North Dakota, 1,300 miles north of here is 37 degrees. They're above freezing and we're below freezing. What's wrong with that picture?
Don't get it.
Whew, okay, there you go. Time to refresh the radar for the 5th time this morning. All right, I tried to have this thing ready to go and prepared, but with this...
You almost got to do it while you're talking about the live cam or something, because of the way quickly it does it.
Yeah. Well, at least we know it's accurate and it's up to date. So anyway, would you believe... Let me go back. Can I go back to this other screen? I'm going to show you something real quick.
Okay.
Ready? Okay, right here, they actually have a flood watch box for Yuma, Arizona.
Okay.
Can you believe that? Southwest Arizona, they have a flood watch box. So looky here. On the radar, you can see the heavy rain from Phoenix back to San Diego and a little bit all the way up into Nevada and the southern part of Utah. And anyway, you have other showers going on in the state of Texas. I think that's going to generate the possibility of rain that we got coming in like on Sunday. Then we do have some precip off the coast of New York and Delaware there. Checking Arkansas this morning. Let's see what we got. Well, you can see that rain down here from Dallas all the way down to Waco and all the way farther southwest. But right now in Arkansas, we're pretty dry. In fact, we do need some rain, rain or snow, something like that. Highway 62, 412 east and west is clear. Highway 65 to Branson. Highway 67, 167 Little Rock, Searcy, Batesville, Pocahontas is clear at this time of year. Interstates 30, 40, 49, 55, 555 in Arkansas clear. I-40, Memphis, Jackson in good shape. I-155 to Dyersburg. Highway 160 and 60 in Missouri going east and west in good shape. Highway 67 Poplar Bluff to St. Louis. Then, of course, your interstates are 35, 49, 44. I think 29 takes off north of Kansas City up there. Highway 63, I-70, everything's looking good. Illinois, Missouri, Paducah, Kentucky, northwest Tennessee, western Tennessee, nothing going on. All right, forecast map showing some wind up in the Dakotas. Other than that, nothing going on. A little bit of a flood watch box down here in Yuma, Arizona. Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, everything's clear at this time for watches and warnings. 7-day forecast, mostly sunny today, high of 52. Tonight, 20% chance of showers. Then Thursday, partly sunny, 55. Friday's clear with 48 degrees, 43 on Saturday. Then Saturday night and Sunday, watch out, we got 20 to 40% chance of rain or snow, depending on the temperatures. High on Sunday, 52 degrees. In fact, I was watching Abby on Channel 3, and next week we have a chance of thunder showers. So it could have a couple of rumbles of thunder coming in, so never know. Checking iDrive Arkansas. This has popped up around Prescott, Arkansas. I'm going to do this to show you how to navigate this. There's a motor vehicle accident on Highway 332, 1.2 miles east of State Highway 195. This is in Hempstead County, reported by Troop G of the Arkansas State Police. So be aware of that going on in the state of Arkansas if you're traveling down there. Traffic in Fayetteville, Rogers, Bentonville, Fort Smith, Texarkana, Little Rock, Memphis is all moving well. Nothing slowed down or stopped. Local cameras here, Highway 5 north at 62. We got a little bit of traffic there right there at the light at the big Exxon station. The traffic seems to be moving pretty well right now. You see one of the Mountain Home PD cars going through right there. And Cardinal Drive. Yeah, I've got some cars stopped at the light as we look towards McDonald's and looking towards the east. Club Boulevard looking down the hill. Pretty shot right there. Not much traffic at all. The old Burger King building here. And of course, the hospital's back over here in the valley. And so, there you go. Checking Missouri real quick. We have a couple of culvert replacement in Ozark County, Highway PP. It's a one-day event. They should finish that today, according to that. Then we have another one here in Missouri. And looks like just culvert replacements there. So, traffic moving well in the state of Missouri as we speak. And all the snow and ice from the other day is cleared out. Norfolk Lake is sitting at 553.60. Bull Shoals Lake is at 658.71. Now for your Arkansas Department of Health coronavirus, we've dropped another 12 in Baxter County. We're down to 147 in Baxter County. We were 159 yesterday, and we've come down quite a ways in the last week or so. In Baxter, Marion, Cersei Stone, Izard, and Fulton, 433 active with 6,554 recovered. Right now, we're looking at a 90.9% recovery rate in the 6-county area. In the hospital information on this area right here, north central Arkansas, we have 94 hospitalizations, 31 ICU with 13 on ventilators. In the state, go back to this one here, in the state we have 220,797 confirmed cases with 248,238 recovered. In the hospital in the state, 1,265. Go back to the hospital information, see it on the screen. 1,265 in the hospital, 394 in ICU with 209 on ventilators. So we are getting better. I've been keeping a daily record and watching this. We were at 259 on, I think, the 4th or the 11th, and we've come down to 147. So we're making good progress. Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 116 to close at 3930.52. Crude oil prices are up again, and it's at 53.69, up $1.34. All right. The weather and all the updates are brought to you by the Z-Team. Bob and Linda Zador for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. You got anything?
Nope. Pretty much said my spiel at the beginning.
There you go. All right, Dan and Elesha here from the Veterans, so we're going to be talking with them. We're going to take a quick break and be right back.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Hi, it's Bob Zadora of the Z-Team at Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. As you know, we are all facing some unusual times. Be calm. Be smart. The business world of real estate will continue. We may have some delays and some changes that are out of our control, but life will go on, and this too will pass. Give thanks for this wonderful country that we live in. Give thanks for the neighbors that we share. If there's anything we can do to give you a hand, give us a call. 870-405-0793. And check out our website, retiredtoarkansas.net.
Hi, I'm Benny with Ammo Dump.
At Ammo Dump, they carry new and used firearms, large supply of shotguns, rifles, and handguns. Ammo Dump will buy, sell, or trade in your item and can special order whatever you like. They also have knives, scopes, ammo of any caliber, and provide gun cleaning and restoration. Call them today for the best competitive pricing around.
If I don't have it or can't get it because I don't make it, come and see us.
That's Ammo Dump, located next to Woodman's Package in Norfolk.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire Barbershop today, a unique gentleman's barbershop. Get back in style with 2 experienced licensed barbers who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and are happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 1041 Highland Circle, Suite 55 in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today.
At Letty's
Coming up on 720, Dan and Elesha here talking to some veterans today. How's everybody doing? Good to have you back.
Awesome. How you doing?
Yeah, good.
I'll tell you what, we sure got to close out 2020. All the work that we've done, we've had to kind of work around corners with all this COVID and what have you. Fortunately, near the end of the year, we were able to apply for and qualify for a little bit of money out of the CARES Act to help work around some of these things. We got some electronics and some assistance with expenses. And of course, right around that time, right around Halloween actually, I had a heavy rain and wind, and I had a roof leak, and so for the next 6 weeks I was putting on a roof and fixing drywall. But we ended up getting through the year. Of course, we couldn't have our veterans picnic in October that we normally do. We had to cancel our Veterans Christmas party down at Fort Roots for the veterans that are in the hospital, but we were able to send down 64 lap quilts that the ladies out in Oakland had made over the years.
Good.
And our auxiliary, Jennifer, and that group went to a lot of trouble and got the personalized Christmas cards. We were able to send those down. So we ended up closing out the year on a good note. We were able to help quite a few veterans' families over the holidays have a decent Christmas meal and whatnot, and stay in touch and keep the outreach going. And of course, right after the first of the year, if you recall, all last year we were talking about Congress and laws on veteran suicide and what have you. Senator Bozeman had introduced Senate Bill 1906, which was going to essentially require the VA to provide grant money to organizations such as ours to have local outreach programs and kind of a first line of defense against this veteran suicide thing. So that bill got folded into Senate Bill 785 that became law. That was the John Scott Hammond Mental Health Improvement Act. And currently the VA is involved in a nationwide effort to figure out ways to make that grant money available through basically the Arkansas initiative. Dr. Hudson, and she's with, VA has this group called HSR&D, the Health Services Research and Development Program, and that's under VA. So we have people from Little Rock, people from Colorado, and several other states. The majority of us are right here in Arkansas, mainly because we're using the same framework that we used here in Mountain Home to really deal with this suicide program. So that's kicked off, and we had our first virtual meeting, was it a week ago?
I think it was 2.
Yeah. Alicia's involved in that. We're going to do quarterly inputs, and we have lots of good folks involved with that. Currently, we've moved up to where we're dealing with the vaccine issue for COVID. Of course, we've canceled face-to-face meetings of our group for the next 2 months until we can get a few people vaccinated. You know, we've lost a couple of veterans that are members of DAV. One of our drivers, a lady that used to work for me over at Workforce, died of the virus. So when you start getting people you know and love, we had to take it a little more seriously and not be so cavalier about it. So we've canceled face-to-face meetings for DAV and DAVA for at least the next 2 months. Beginning currently, the COVID vaccines are becoming available. As far as veterans, do not walk into the CBOC over here and ask for a shot. We have, I think, 1,001 veterans that are over 75 that use the CBOC. They're already going through them and outreaching to them to set up appointments to get these shots. And it's by appointment. They don't have the shots at the clinic. The team comes up on Mondays and Wednesdays mostly from Little Rock to do these shots, but they will call you and make an appointment. And they're starting off with veterans that are over 75, and then those priority among those are those that are on kidney dialysis, chemotherapy, or recipients of a transplant of some kind. And then the rest of us that are 75, so they're already up into making appointments into March. I talked to Baxter Regional. They don't have the shots there and probably are not going to be one of the places to get the vaccines. They're going to distribute to 2 pharmacies in the community, and you can get by walk-in or by phone, I believe. You can get on schedule at Medisave Pharmacy. That's over 5 and 201, right in that area.
Yeah. Or
Heartland, but Heartland you can only sign up, as far as the information I had was on the internet.
Really?
HeartlandRx.com, and you have to fill out all the application things. And you can't register at both, one or the other. I expect in the next, by March, we'll have a pretty good bunch of our veterans inoculated, and we'll be able to go back to some sort of meetings and so on. I know they're keeping you busy.
Yeah. After I leave here, I'm going down to Melbourne, and I have a new service officer down there that I've been training. And but yeah, it makes the time fly, right?
I'll tell you.
When we're busy. So of course we're in 2021, and the VA has started sending out those summary of benefits letters. So that's something that veterans definitely need to keep an eye out for in their mail. Because if you're 100% total and permanent, you definitely want to bring that by the assessor's office or fax it to them or whatever, so you have that on record. But those are starting to come out. I'm starting to see them in people's files. And then the beginning of the year, we always like to remind people who are on pension, which is a financial aid program, to offset your out-of-pocket medical expenses from the previous year. There's a
say that again now. What was that?
For pension, it's a financial aid program, and so basically, the amount of money that they get paid is based off of a formula, and one of the big parts of the formula is out-of-pocket medical expenses. And so when they do the formula, that's what they use to pay them. So if someone has more out-of-pocket medical expenses than the previous year, then we definitely want to do a report to show that, so that they can get a little bit of an increase in that benefit. And it runs from the 1st of January to the 31st of December. So at the beginning of every year, we encourage them to go and.
What is that level now? It used to be around $12,000 a year. What is it now?
Yeah, for a veteran, it depends on if they're on aid and attendance, which is needing additional assistance for aid. I can look it up because it changes. Plus the surviving spouse, they have a different rate, but I can definitely, over the break, look that up and
it used to be pretty low, $12,000 or $14,000. Yeah. But now on top of that, that was after you deducted these medical expenses you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and so it's a financial aid program. So it's at or below poverty level is the people who are eligible for it, along with service during wartime and things like that. So not every veteran is eligible for it, just because you have to have the financial need. But those individuals who have that financial need, definitely you want to make sure that they're getting everything that they can as far as that reimbursement goes. So, yeah, so that's something the county service offices, the officers will help them with that. And those who are on the program should be familiar with it, but if you're not, sometimes people are new, they just got approved for it last year, then they definitely want to call their service officer, because something that we look at the beginning of every year.
Well, something else they did here a couple of years ago was removed property when they were doing that means test. And part of the problem was that a veteran during his earning years might have earned enough to own a few acres of land and a house and what have you that had a value. And it was a couple of years ago that VA removed that property from the asset test.
So, right, so basically they don't take, when they're looking at your net worth, they don't count your primary residence and 3 acres. So if you own more land than that, then they do take that, because basically what you're saying is, I don't, you know, I'm below poverty level, I need assistance, but if you're sitting on 5,000 acres, well, you could sell that and then, you know, then live off of that. So that's what the VA is saying.
So they want to liquidate that asset.
Right, and so and when I was talking about the formula, that comes into it too, is what their net worth is, and if they're at or below, if it's above a certain amount, it's like 130,000. If their net worth is above that, then they wouldn't qualify. But like I said, typically the people who are applying for this definitely are in need, who are just living off of Social Security, a lot of surviving spouses who could really benefit from this. So we definitely encourage those veterans and surviving spouses to reach out to the county service officer.
Dan?
Yeah, that was just a couple of years ago they did that, because really veterans in that situation might suddenly be 70 years old and below the poverty level, but the house they've lived in and their families lived in for the last 30 years is an asset. Well, that no longer goes against where the family can stay in that house and still be eligible for that disability pension.
Sounds like a good spot for a break.
Yeah.
Okay, coming up on 7:32 with Dan and Elesha right after this. Be right back.
At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area, with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
Have you?
And we are back talking with Dan and Elesha, talking veterans topics today. And who's next? Elesha, you got something?
So I have that, the maximum annual pension rate. So basically, it's for veterans who, with no dependents. If you have no dependents, their annual income cannot exceed $13,931. But like I said, we use medical expenses as a deduction, so that actually adds its credit towards that. And then if they qualify for aid and attendance benefits, which is on top of the pension, if they need assistance with dressing, bathing, feeding, toileting, things like that, then their annual rate or their income can't exceed $23,238. And then if they have a dependent, the annual income cannot exceed $18,243. And for aid and attendance, it's $27,549. So that's just So basically, I mean, like I said, there's a formula in there, and so that's why we recommend, because if you're hearing me say these numbers and you're like, oh, my income is well above that, you know, I'm not going to apply, you know, that out-of-pocket medical expenses. Really, when people are using that for nursing homes and things like that, it helps. Sometimes there's people who, after they pay all their out-of-pocket, you know, expenses, they're sitting at zero income, and that's where this program really
So it's
can
actually
help.
disposable. So basically, a person could be making $25,000 a year and look at that formula 13 and think they're not eligible. But if they're doing dialysis or have expensive drugs or whatever that they have to take all year long, that would come off of that income. If they get below that 13.9, they're in.
Right, and since it takes in household income, they can also use their spouse's medical expenses as well. So, you know, in the case where
So
maybe
the two incomes would matter plus the two expenditures would count.
correct, right. So what they count against you, your income, they also have to take what gives you credit. So the out-of-pocket medical expenses, recurring medical expenses, but that medical also includes dental, vision, and, you know, health care. So definitely, if this is something that you have questions about, contact a county service officer, and they can assist you with looking into it. And there are other, you know, like I was saying, they have to be served during a wartime period, at least one day during a period of war, things like that. So we definitely will assist them.
The information that you're getting right now from Elesha, it gets a little complicated, and since she's been on board for the last 5 years and having quarterly training and training the county veteran service officers when they first start out, they have a wealth of information that county veteran service officers didn't used to have. When you went to them, you could fill out a claim basically, and they didn't have an awful lot of the information that they're getting now to share with them. So that's where you kind of start, is with your county veteran service officer. We have some good ones here in Marion County and Baxter County, but if you're outside of those two areas, the easiest way to find out how to get a hold of your county veteran service officer is call your county judge. They work for them, and they can put you in touch or give you the phone number. Some of them work, 3 days a week?
Right, so the majority of them work 2 days a week. So there are a couple that work. It's kind of, so Baxter County and Cleburne County work 5 days a week. Marion County works 4 days a week. Sharp County works 2. Independence works 4. So it really just, if they're not there, then there's something where, you know, you can always call another county or just leave them a message or send them an email. They give you, most people who live in those counties are familiar with what their schedules are. But yeah, definitely that's something where we want you to, you're not limited just to that county. Charlie, he is in the biggest county in my district, but he also is as well, just because of base of population, but he is more busy with veterans outside of this county, actually outside of the state. He gets a lot from Missouri as well, because people come here to go shopping.
Right.
So when you're in town, so that's something where, you know, it's a good thing, but then again, you know, he does, he is very good about scheduling people and working them in his schedule. When Dan was talking about year in review, I just got finished doing a report of our, you know, the previous year and how many claims we've done and different things like that. And, you know, so basically the claims we filed, because I've been tracking it since 2015, the claims were steadily on an increase, right? They went from, at the beginning when Dan was saying, you know, just filing a claim, at the beginning maybe they were filing claims like throwing spaghetti against the wall and seeing what would stick, you know. So we had a lot of claims and we had a lot of appeals. We had a lot of appeals because, you know, with the training, people would appeal things that possibly, you know, you really didn't need to appeal. You just needed to submit something else, and then refile that claim. So over the years, we've still seen our claims growing, but our appeals have been dropping because of that quality of training and that knowledge. And that's those service officers who really, you know, it's not just a job to them, it's a calling, it's a passion. You know, the majority of them work 2 days a week. It isn't something that they're using to put food on the table per se. You know, it isn't their only, it's something that they're doing outside of, because they want to help other veterans. And so
yeah, just
really
about the time Elesha came on board, we had figured out how to create what we call a fully developed claim. And you don't get so many appeals. It used to be you filed the claim without any evidence, and then you dribbled in your evidence and your documentation, and it took 5 years before the claim was ever really disposed of, and still there was appeals. But when they actually came up with the training that Elesha's been doing to train these veteran service officers, they're doing the fully developed claims, and it's kind of a checklist. If you don't have all this, let's not submit it till it's complete, and it's made a huge difference. And we talked about some of the counties only working a couple days a week, and that has to do with population and need. Smaller counties with less population, they don't have to work 5 days a week. On top of that, only a portion of their salary is paid for by ADVA through the state. They're actually county employees. And
so the county picks up that tab?
The county has to be able to afford that position, and several or most of them are part-time positions. I would hope that at some point we can make them all full-time positions, but at this point it's really a county-by-county situation. We're very fortunate in Baxter County. We have the need and the population and the quorum court that approves that position as essentially a full-time position.
Right, yeah, and with it too, you know, looking at that trends, there were a lot of, we track referrals. So let's say the veteran comes in to the service officer, and then the service officer can assist them, and then they'll refer them out. And so at the beginning, when I first started tracking it, it's been interesting to see as training has been taking place, how the referrals have dropped, because those service officers now have the knowledge to assist the veteran and not send them, you know, on a wild goose chase per se. So that's something, you know, over the years you can start to see what the differences are. Now, the interesting part of it for 2020 is the claims did drop a little bit. I would say maybe on average per county, maybe 5 claims per county less this year than last year, which is still a lot.
Yeah.
But the phone calls, I would say probably 5,000 a year increase in phone calls. And then with 2020, it was just so much more. So people are, the word is getting out. People are, you know, asking the questions. We still want to, you know, let other people know, hey, and this is it's a constant thing. It's a cycle. So I'll have someone come up to me and say, well, you know, 10 years ago I was denied benefits, yada yada, and I'll say, well, give us 30 minutes. Let's sit down, go over your claim history. Maybe something has changed. I'm not promising you that we'll be able to assist you with it, but things have changed in the law. You know, as we do this show, we always talk about what the changes with the VA are, and so that's
run
something.
Up the flagpole, see who salutes.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, definitely contact your county service officer. They're trained. They're there for you. They want to help, and they want to get you the benefits that they've earned and that they deserve, as well as surviving spouses.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times surviving spouses don't even realize there may be benefits for them as well.
Sitting here thinking, listening to you and Dan talk back and forth, when you said throw the spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. Well,
yeah.
How many years have we been doing this to where I get so frustrated because Dan, well, back in 97, we've been talking with the Senate, blah, blah. It's just ridiculous amounts of time. And he's sitting there with probably 40 to 50 pages of notes. But in the past, before all this veteran service officers became prevalent in the state, people that worked for VA or DAV or anything dealing with veterans, they were there for a job and a paycheck. They weren't there to help the veterans. So, I don't feel good today. Appeal it, and they just postpone everything. But they don't realize how bad that hurts somebody else when one piece of paper with a signature can make a difference in life or death for some of these people.
Right. And it adds frustration, it adds the stress, it adds, they're thinking about it for 10 years and then it ends up being something that either they would have ever won, and so they've spent 10 years stressing about it, or it was something that someone could have done.
Within the governmental programs that the people that are working now,
they're accountable.
They're accountable.
Yeah. And this goes back to some of the top-down situations. I've actually met personally with 4 of the last 5 secretaries of the VA.
In D.C.?
In D.C.
Yeah.
And some of them were extremely good, really had the attitude going back to when Sloan Gibson was the interim right before Bob McDonald took over. He did a great job. Dave Shulkin really tried, and those were the 3 most recent ones that really tried to change the whole attitude of the VA to become less veteran regulation centric and more veteran centric. Let's look at helping the veteran and worry about the regulation later. That's been part of it. Additionally, Arkansas revamped our Arkansas Department of Veterans Affairs when Colonel Sneed came on board, and now Nate Todd.
Was it when did he come on? 20.
It was in
2014.
because I got hired in December.
Yeah, we hired her to kind of get rid of this one district office at Fort Roots, where it sort of became a stepchild of the VA, and it's not the VA, it's Arkansas Department of Veterans Affairs. VA is one of our resources. And when that restructure happened and Elesha came on board, the service that veterans are getting in Arkansas is as good as any state and better than most states. I have a nephew that's a disabled veteran, lives in Pennsylvania, who calls me constantly for help because he can't get the help he needs in Pennsylvania. Just happens to be right where I had a call 2 weeks ago from a guy in Florida who was looking for VA and actually came up with my phone number. I said, well, I'm commander of the Disabled American Veterans locally, and we were able to help him. He's sitting in Florida.
Yeah, I was working with a guy yesterday from California. Yeah. The same kind of thing, and down in when I was talking about Melbourne. So what we do is we report, each county service officer reports, the counties that they've assisted if it's outside their county. And every month there will be like Florida, Tennessee. So our service officers are assisting veterans in other states because, like what Dan was saying.
And this sprint program that Elesha and I are both involved in, we got Dr. Wolford also involved. So we have 3 right here out of Baxter County area working with this new VA program that created the Veterans Engagement Council, and making recommendation and doing the research to expand our program on suicide prevention nationwide. So Arkansas is kind of in the forefront of a lot of these things right now, and Baxter County is kind of leading the state in that regard. So.
Good. That's good news. 7:48. Take that last break. Be right back.
Ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Baby, it's cold outside, but it's never too cold for ice cream. And what better way to get ice cream is for it to come to you. Paradise Cream is coming to your town. Coming to Yellville Thursdays, Full Shoals on Fridays, and Gassville on Saturdays, as well as open at their Mountain Home location next to Ramada Inn. With over 20 unique flavors in stock like German chocolate cake or sea salt caramel. It's always homemade and delicious. Paradise Cream has something for everyone and also carries dairy-free and vegan ice cream options. Paradise Cream, you're on your way to paradise.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
It is almost 7:52. I'm finishing out the program with Dan and Elesha. What else we need to cover? Kind of a slow time right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We have, though, you know, our women's veterans group that we have. We had our next lunch is going to be the last Friday of January. I don't know what the date
29th.
is. 29th. It's going to be at the Elks at noon.
Oh, they've got really good.
Yeah, that was
there.
Yep. And so so for any female who has served in the the Guard, active duty, the reserves, please come out. Also,
did you go to Miss Edith's 99th birthday?
So we had a party for her at Colton's.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was great. We had a great. And then there's this little boy, Skylar, who came. He's from up in Missouri, and he has an outreach where he makes necklaces and bracelets for veterans. And so he came to that lunch and gave everybody a bracelet and a necklace. So that was really awesome. And during that lunch, we were all sitting around talking, and a lot of us are crafters. So some, sew. I have a Cricut machine that I use to do crafting and, cross stitch stuff like that people do. And so we decided, hey, we keep talking about tips and things, And so the second Tuesday of the month from 1 to 3 at the American Legion here in Mountain Home, we're starting to get together as a group and just kind of use that as a social meetup as well. So we did that, and that was really cool. We had a great turnout to the effect that so many people decided, hey, we want to do this every Tuesday. So they put that on the calendar. I can only go once a month based off of my schedule, but that's something if you're interested in, please you can contact your county service officer. You can send me an email, militaryservicesisters@gmail.com, and I can give you the information on our meetings as well as the lunches that we go to.
Dan?
I'm just amazed at some of what she does besides.
I wonder how she fits it all in.
Well, her 9 counties and training the 9 county veteran service officers and replacing them as a need, and then this program that she started with women veterans, and then on top of that, I think she's also one of the administrators of the website for ADVA, and find out she's also crafty.
Yeah, I'll have to show you
what
I
do you do
made.
in your spare time?
I know, I work at Walmart. No, yeah, I'll have to show y'all a picture of what I made her. I was really proud of that. Oh, made me think of, so there was this Kickstarter that occurred, I think it was about a year ago, maybe a little bit more. This article that was in the paper about this little girl from Arkansas who wanted to play with, like the little tiny military soldiers that are green, you know what I'm talking about, where they have all those.
We call them Army men.
Yeah, the Army men. Well, she's like, well, why aren't there Army women? And so it made this headline, and this toy company said, that's a great idea. So they started this Kickstarter, and so I, bought into it, and I got my Army women in the mail this week. Oh my goodness, they are so cool.
Army
Next time, I'll have to bring them. It's cool. They have, so much detail. They have, they have 2 women, and they're like carrying a stretcher, and there's a lady like on the stretcher. There's one she's a dog handler, and then they have, a German Shepherd. It's really, really cool. I'll have to bring that in. But that was something that was really
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But even when you watch the old reruns of MASH, and I know it's tongue-in-cheek on a lot of that stuff, think of what those nurses went through in triage, post-op.
Mm-hmm.
That never gets any limelight.
Right. Yeah. Yep. So, and then like we were talking about Miss Edith, she served in the 40s, and that's something where people, the first female who was officially serving in the military was in 1917.
Mm-hmm.
And on those Army ladies that they sent me, it's really cool because they have the history of women in the military. So that was really neat.
Well, that's one of the reasons a lot of women don't think of themselves as veterans, because they did everything in the world except actual frontline combat. But they
put the uniform on, they serve wartime, peacetime, they're a veteran.
But I'm sure you still run into some of these ladies that served that don't call themselves a veteran. Well, I was a nurse, or whatever. Well, yeah, you wore the uniform and you served, and
Yep.
And what they were. Yeah, never mind. About my tongue. But when you look back at some of the old footage, even the Pearl Harbor attack, think of what they went through.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they, when we were talking about the oldest Marine, she passed away, and it was female. She passed away this week. She was 107 years old.
Really?
So I'm not sure who the oldest Marine is, but up until I think she was the oldest Marine for the past 8 months. But yeah, she had passed away this year.
And who was that?
Her name, I could get her name, but yeah, she was the oldest. You know how they keep track of it, and it was a female, and so. A Marine will go, what? Oldest Marine was a woman, 107, what?
I think Mildred is up in the 90s, Mildred Holman. And she was a Marine, and a school teacher. Yeah.
Yep. So, but anyway, when we were talking about there's not really that, with the VA, we're kind of in a limbo a little bit. We're not really sure as far as how things are going to proceed. Of course, everything's still... They set the trend and the balance, so these programs are rolling out. But as far as Secretary of the VA, it was Wilkie, and his last day was Friday. So we're just waiting for the new administration to appoint who that's going to be. But the wheels of the VA, we know that they turn slowly, but they are turning, and there are things that are rolling out this year. As far as different things, I got some emails about, we were talking about training that I'm working on training my service officers on in March, because there's things that are going to be rolling out.
Good. Doing a good job.
Yep.
On the coronavirus, for upcoming scheduling, Scooter and I looked at some of the notes that I've had just in January. We've dropped in Baxter County from 259 to 147. So the numbers are coming down according.
That's active cases?
Yeah, of active cases.
I thought we were at 300, but.
So no, we're way down, 147. In fact, I've got just a second. I'll pull it back up here. Arkansas Department of Health. Total cases, Baxter County, 147 with 2243 total recovered. So we're doing pretty good.
Yep. And those service officers are open. So if you're unsure, give them a call. They are able to assist you over the phone if that's something you're concerned about. I did a video hearing this week down in D.C., and I met with a veteran, and we did it over my phone. So, there are ways we're using technology.
It can be
assist.
accomplished. Wraps it up.
All right.
Thanks for being here. We'll see you in February.
Thank you.
All right. Scooter, take us home. We'll see everybody tomorrow.